And with that, welcome back, everybody, to the podcast with the Dish and Chad and Ben. And I'm Chris, and this is Glenn Close.
I wish.
And we're here to talk about a movie.
Thank God I edited everything out before this. Chadwick, what the heck did you do today, huh?
What did I do? Well, I looked at a house that I was going to move into, which was kind of funny because it was a really beautiful house, and it was perfect. There was so much room in this house. So, like, the upstairs had 2 bedrooms that were, I'm not even kidding, were probably the size of this room and that room, like, together.
Like the back half of the house,
2 different bedrooms like that, and
That's
both
so
of them
sick.
had walk-in closets that were, like, crazy big.
Imagine the studio space we could build out.
I
in one of
literally
those.
was thinking that. I was like, this is crazy.
That could be your game room,
Yeah,
your nerd
so we
room.
go through the whole house. The yard, it's a double lot. The yard is huge. It has beautiful pine trees in the backyard and everything. It's literally, like, if you walked out the door and went right next door, there's an Italian restaurant named Mamma Mia right there.
That's
yeah,
you.
It was crazy. It was kind of in a weird area. We were, like, they were little things.
What city was it
It was
in?
in Livonia. Yeah.
Oh.
But it was still, like, it was literally, like, 3 blocks from Redford, so it was, like, a little...
I feel
it was,
you.
like,
My
it
grandma
wasn't
lives
bad.
in Livonia.
Yeah, and honestly, like, the neighborhood was totally nice, but it was
There's
just
great
like, yeah.
neighborhoods in Livonia.
But
That's awesome.
we're like leaving, and I was like, "What's the pet policy?" Because we have a zoo. And,
Literally.
she's like, "Oh, I don't know. Let me ask the renter."
The
And then
owner,
as
yeah.
I'm driving away, she's like, "Yeah, no pets." I was like, "Cool, thank you for wasting my day."
Literally.
But it's fine. We like looking at houses, so it was fine.
That's like me finding out my house doesn't have central air after I've moved in.
yeah, after you signed everything.
After you literally were there when I saw it. You
Yeah.
saw the light leave my eyes.
I didn't even notice. It was
Ooh, I
so
was
weird.
so
Yeah. I
mad.
assumed it was my
We
bad.
both assumed and we both verbalized it, and nothing was
Nothing
said.
happened.
To the contrary.
Thanks, Brad.
Honestly, thank you, Brad, because I
So,
love
yeah.
my house.
Anyways, so we did that. Then we went from there to Nev's house for a second, and then we went to the gym.
Nice. Would you work out today?
Our arms. It was really nice, actually. We had a great workout today. And then we went to Lukic.
And didn't say hi to me.
I know, but Nev got a chicken finger pita with fries.
What'd
No,
you
I'm
get?
sorry, with onion rings. They were good.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
They did her good today.
Nice.
And then I got a tuna melt with fries. Ugh.
Tuna melt. I've never gotten anything from
Sexy.
Lukic.
So good. Their fries, if they're good that day, they're
Do they have
good.
like the battered fries?
No.
Kind of, sort of?
No, they're like Leo's fries, but actually crispy.
Nice.
They're good. Yeah.
You get good Leo's fries like during the day.
True.
At
When
night,
the
it was
oil's
just
new.
like, literally.
Yeah. We did that, and then we came home, and we took like a 2-hour nap,
So jealous of you.
and we watched the movie Lady Hawk and fell asleep to it.
Lady Hawk.
So that's a weird movie. That's like one of my mom's like top tier movies that she
Okay.
introduced me when I was like a really little kid. It's with Matthew Broderick
I know him.
and Michelle Pfeiffer
Pfeiffer.
and that other guy that just passed away. And let me look. His name is so weird, but he's a great actor. He's also in Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner movie.
Harrison Ford?
No. His name is not like it's not an American
Jamon
name.
Hanzu?
It came out in 85.
Wait, that's before either of us.
Rutger Hauer.
One more time? Oh, the bad guy from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
He passed away
R.I.P. and Power King.
in 2018
That was 6 years ago.
following a short illness. Huh.
Yeah, it was short.
I don't know.
Bing bong bip.
But that movie is interesting because basically it's a love story
Oh.
and it's medieval. And
Matthew Broderick and Michelle Pfeiffer in a medieval love story.
So Michelle Pfeiffer and that actor that died, they're in love.
Oh.
But this priest at that time was in love with her too.
Yikes.
And he cast a spell on them. So basically, when he is like a man, she turns into a hawk. So they can never really be together, but they are like she's his hawk.
Aw.
When when that's during the day, during the night, she turns back to herself and he turns into a wolf. So they never can be together. They can be together, quote unquote, but they can't actually be together.
That is so weird.
And they end up like trying to break this curse because there's like a day that is an eclipse, so they can see each other for the first time ever. It's a really beautiful movie.
That's sick.
It's a great movie.
What does Matthew Broderick play?
He
Who does
is.
he play?
His name is Philippe the Mouse, and he's a thief.
Is he a mouse?
And he's a main character. He helps them, and it's a really good movie. Honestly,
Is he a mouse?
No, but they call him the Mouse because he like is like sneaky and like can get out of like he escapes prisons. And
Just
stuff.
like your favorite character in The Matrix, Mouse.
Yes, ew. The mouse has left the house. So we watched that and fell asleep.
That's cool.
I woke up, walked the puppy dogs, and then came back.
I called you. I told you about my beautiful day.
Right, chillaxed with Evelyn more, and then you came over, and now we're repeat casting. What did you do all day? What exciting things did you do all day today?
Woke up, ate breakfast, went to work, realized my Apple Watch wasn't working again, cried for a second, and then I worked all day, helped a lot of people, solved a lot of emergencies, put out a lot of fires, and then went to the worst grocery store in the entire world, got almost all of the stuff I needed for my breakfast, but not all of it because
That would be crazy.
why can't Ben have a good day?
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my god.
what did I do after that? Came here. Well, I went home, dropped everything off, had a burrito, and then came
I
here.
had a burrito too.
Sisters.
Sisters. So yeah. So
Were you
anyways.
singing the Sister Sister theme song?
Yeah, do.
Sister, sister.
I love that.
I was
show.
singing
Oh,
sisters.
They're twins.
Sisters.
I don't know what that means.
That's a
Have
shout
you
out
ever
to my
seen the
entire
movie
family.
Sister Act or Sister Act 2?
I saw the beginning of it at your house one day when I was watching the
They're
dogs.
good movies.
I love Whoop T.
Me too. She ain't got no eyebrows.
She ain't got no eyebrows. Her mom used to shave them, and then she continued shaving them. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I heard it on the
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, Ben Preston?
We are talking about a movie that I've wanted to watch literally since it came out. I remember when it came out because my first job ever was at a Pete's Coffee and Tea, and there was a calendar from this movie in the office. And I was like, that is such a beautiful photo of a hotel. I want to watch this movie. And then 10 years later, I finally watched it. And I own it now because we watched the DVD of it, and it was horrible quality.
Yeah,
so
it was
I
terrible.
bought it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
We are talking about the Grand Budapest Hotel. It came out in the year of our Lord 2014. It's a crisp hour and 39 minutes, but it feels way longer than that because so much happens in this movie.
Yep.
And it is currently not streaming, which is why we started watching it on
worth
the
it to own
DVD.
it.
It really is.
It's a Wes Anderson movie.
I ended up
Great.
buying a Wes Anderson trio pack on Apple TV, and it was only $30, and it came with five Wes Anderson
I don't
movies.
remember.
I think it was 4 at the least.
Isle of Dogs, Darlene, Darjeeling Express, or whatever.
Bar.
That's a good movie.
Let me see.
That's
I'll
a
pull it up
really
right
good
now.
movie.
I'm very excited. We should watch it.
Yeah, it's great. You
Recently
should
purchased
watch
movies.
Life Aquatic
Oh, it's
too,
4.
and the Royal Tenenbaums.
I'm surprised that
All
those
of
didn't come
are
on here,
great.
but yeah, it's the Darjeeling Unlimited, Fantastic Mr. Fox, the Grand Budapest Hotel, and Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, those are good.
I'm really excited for all of them.
But he makes great movies.
He really does. I was really bummed because the first Wes Anderson movie I ever saw was The French Dispatch,
Yes.
and it was tough. I was really excited because Timothée Chalamet was in it, and that was the one I was on, like, my Timothée Chalamet, like, OD moment. I still am a fan of his work, but, like, I'm not obsessed. Like, I don't need to see everything that he's in.
Yeah.
In fact, I haven't seen a lot that he's in, but...
Probably be impossible now considering he's in 657 movies.
No.
So.
I think the movies that I really want to watch are that one where he's a cannibal with that little girl, the one where he's with Leonardo DiCaprio,
I don't know any of these movies. So,
the one... I can't remember the name of the... I literally don't know the name of either of these movies, so we're just going to keep it
Moriarty!
moving. I've also been wanting to rewatch that, but let's hone back into what we're doing right now. Go ahead with that synopsis, Chadwick.
Okay. A writer who is Mr. Juntao from Rush Hour. He passed away, by the way.
Mr.
Rush
Juntao
Hour.
/ Jude Law.
Yeah. His younger version is Jude Law. But he encounters an owner, Monsieur Gustave, played by Ralph Fiennes.
He never interacts with
he
Mr.
doesn't.
Gustave.
He talks to
Mr. Mustafa.
So he talks to Mr. Mustafa, who basically is the owner of like an aging Grand Hotel that's kind of like now it's kind of outdated. They're not popular anymore, really too much.
Unfortunately.
Who tells him of like his early years serving as a lobby boy at the hotel and like the glory years and like what like ends up conspiring through the hotel. And basically he ends up writing a book about it. That's like the whole like point of that story is that like it's his book about the like all-knowing stuff about the hotel. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah. It was
top tier.
Dude,
top
it was
tier.
an incredible movie. I'm so happy I watched it. I'm so happy I own it now.
Yeah.
So freaking good.
Yeah.
I have to move the computer because I literally can't see today.
Bonjour.
Some fun facts. One of my other favorite all-time actors, Tilda Swinton, is in this movie. Tilda Swinton spent 5 hours in the makeup chair to play 84-year-old Dowager Madame D. We're not usually working with a vast Buckheimer-type budget on my films, so often we're trying a workaround, said Wes Anderson. But for the old age makeup, I just said, let's get the most expensive people we can. And honestly, they did an incredible job on her makeup. Yeah,
she looks great.
She does look great.
Yeah.
I knew it was Tilda immediately, but she looked... Honestly, I would say this old makeup is second only to McGonagall in Hook. Because I thought she was just that age.
Yeah.
They did it so accurately.
It looks like that's how those actresses would age.
Well, and that is exactly how that happened for what's her
did
face?
age that
What's
way.
her name in real life?
I have no idea.
Charisse
No.
Jones? You look that up while I go over the next fun fact. Saoirse Ronan plays Agatha, and Anderson recalls her asking what accent she should use for the character. And I said, well, what's her name?
Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith. Dame Maggie Smith.
Dame? Is she? I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said, well, Ralph is speaking like an English person, and Jeff is speaking like Jeff Goldblum, and Tony is speaking in the accent of Anaheim, and we have German actors who are speaking with German accents, so I guess Irish. So Wes Anderson just told her to speak in her native Irish accent.
Yeah.
Ronan replied that she's never played a character in her real accent to that point, although she has since in 2015's Brooklyn. So her first time speaking in her Irish accent is when she's playing a bakery girl from Zubrovka.
Zubrovka.
So that makes sense.
Agatha.
Yeah. Agatha, I wish was a nicer name. I like it. It's just a harsh name.
Classic. Yeah.
During this movie, all of the concierges that are on screen always address others and themselves with the title Monsieur. The only time this is not followed is during the Secret Society of the Crossed Keys sequence, where all of the concierges are referred to by their first names, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
They call each other by their first names, but everybody else and themselves, they hold to a higher respect, and they call them Monsieur.
Yeah, it's more formal.
It's that back R, that Monsieur.
Monsieur.
Close. Sounds... Oh. No.
Oh.
You want to hit us with part one there, my dear?
Oh, God. A teenage girl, she reads a memoir by the author, Mr. Juntao.
Mr. Juntao.
At his like little monument, he's got like a...
It's a gravestone.
It's a cool gravestone, actually, because it has hotel keys all over it, which is really cool. People
really like
hang hotel keys like in homage to him. It's really cool. And the memoir details like his visit to the Grand Hotel, and basically like what we just talked about. So like what he is like talking to
so like goes back in time.
The owner about. Yeah. So the hotel is, like, so basically it goes back in time, and I want to say he's at the hotel in the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the 80s, and it's, like, still pretty dope, honestly, but it's definitely pretty run
It's a gorgeous hotel,
like,
but it's huge.
They don't have the staff, so
Exactly.
it's, like, there's no, like, it's not just, like, they just, like, bathhouses and, like crazy beautiful rooms and like things like that, and there's just like not enough people that could take care of it. And plus, like, the cool thing is like you kind of get to see the change of like decorative and motif like of it through the years.
Oh yeah.
Because like now it's like more 80s retro-y. Like it's pretty cool. It's like late 70s, early 80s. Like there's a lot of oranges and browns and yellows. Like it's pretty cool. But
very like the Lookout Hotel from Red Rum.
Red Rum. Oh yeah. The Shining.
Very a la.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, definitely. But in the day, I mean, it was like magnificent.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it was
grand,
unbelievable.
even.
Yeah. Basically, the author, now played by Jude Law, he meets the owner, the current owner, who is name is Zero Mostava,
which is such a sick name.
Yeah, and that guy is also in 13 Ghosts, and he's the uncle that's evil.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Cyrus.
Why did I not put that together?
Uncle Cyrus. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. The movie's sweet. I love that movie.
So sick.
And he just kind of shares. He basically runs into him randomly, and he's also Zero is also aware of who the author is.
Yeah.
So he's like a fan of the author. So basically, they intrigue each other. And then, like, he's like, I'll tell you, like, what the story of this hotel over dinner if you want to. And he's like, yeah, definitely. So basically, like, he just, like, starts as, like, when he was a lobby boy in, like, the 30s.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, a broke kid that is, like, a refugee. And his family is dead. And he's alone. And just, like, starts at the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Mm-hmm. And that actor is a really famous actor. He plays oh my god, what's his name? Give me 2 seconds. Oh, come on. What's this movie called? The Grand Budapest.
Ooh, that's
Hotel.
good tea, dude.
I'm jealous. It looks really good.
This is ASMR PPPR. I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
so the actor's name is Tony Revolori.
Revolori.
And
Ravioli.
yeah, he's in the new Spider-Man movies, and he plays Flash Thompson.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. That's how I know him. He looks, in my eyes, exactly like my friend Tyler from high school.
Oh, okay.
There's no way Tyler's listening to this, but if
Right.
you'd randomly decided to listen to this one, I think you guys look the same.
Loser. I'm just
No.
kidding. Sorry.
Not at all.
I panicked. But yeah, so he goes there, he meets Mr. Gustave, and like they like go over his like. Well, basically, Mr. Gustave interviews him on the go.
Yeah.
Basically,
He already has the job.
Which is a really
yeah.
awesome scene though, because he's like
Dude.
walking to the hotel and he's like looking, handling business, and he's like those, like he looks at those flowers and like those are unacceptable. Do you remember that? Like he's just going through.
It's
and, like,
incredible. It's such a good scene.
He's so. He's a badass,
Yeah.
Mr. Gustave. He's handling business. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the more we talk about this movie, Megan and Jane, if you guys want to watch this, we can have a movie night and watch it. It's so freaking good. I love it. If anyone wants to watch this movie with me, let me know. I'll have you come over and we'll watch it on my big flat screen TV.
It's plasma.
I wish.
Okay. But yeah. So, anyways, the hotel is beautiful. It's a finely tuned machine. It's
Dude.
like definitely like unbelievably
Monsieur
cool.
Gustave.
As Zero says so eloquently, it's an institution.
110%.
It's like it's a real deal, right? Have you ever been to a Grand Hotel?
I started racking my brain when you originally brought that question to me. I don't think I ever have. I've been like on Mackinac Island, and is that called the Grand Hotel?
Yep.
Like I've been aware of it. I would probably be kicked out of it just based on how I look, but I've never been in one, but that's a lie. I've been in Grand Hotels. I've never stayed in one. I stayed in this really nice hotel when I went to Marquette when I got the top of my head tattooed. And it was a really nice hotel. Like it had fireplaces in the rooms. The room itself was very like vintage looking. But then the bathroom was like fully renovated. It was a gorgeous hotel.
That's cool.
I can't remember what it's called. I could look it up very easily, but I'm not going to.
The Sheraton? Yeah.
No.
I'm just kidding.
But I don't think I've ever like, other than that's probably the nicest hotel I've ever been in.
Okay.
I've been into some like normal hotels and been in like their presidential suites. Like when I do events and stuff, we would
Sure.
have that as like a, hospitality suite.
Yeah.
So we'd have like a bunch of food and stuff there.
Yeah.
We called it Hospi when we were on the road, which was nice because they just like dumped a shit ton of food. They put a bunch of food there, and we could just like go up there and eat if we had like nothing else to eat. It was awesome. But yeah, that's about as close as I've been. How about yourself, Chadwick?
I have been at the Grand Hotel in Mackinac Island.
How was it? Were you?
It's cool. No, but there are areas that you have to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
Which I
go
like.
through. I love it. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. I like it too, because like if you're like going down like for dinner and stuff like that, like I don't know, you should have like you should.
You want to dress for dinner. Sometimes it's
yeah.
nice to like be in a situation where you're like, I have to kind of like.
Yeah,
show
and I
out
also do. I'm more traditional in the sense of like I don't think that. I think that certain traditions, like, I'm sorry, like you just have to like respect yourself, and you have to have respect for the people around you and where you're at.
100%.
I think that's a good thing. I think it like shows people and teaches people like dignity and respect.
I would.
So
agree
I think
with that.
that's, you know, so yeah, I it's a pretty hotel. It's certainly not anything like.
The Grand Budapest.
Yeah, not like that, but it's still a beautiful hotel, of
Yeah.
course. Rooms are very pretty, cool wallpapers and like, you know, cool furniture.
The wallpaper,
like, yeah.
dude, it's so sick.
Wallpaper and carpet. Those are like the cool things, you know, yeah, of course. Same with the Grand Hotel in the movie. Like the carpet's beautiful, like the wallpaper, like the walls are unbelievable. Yeah, like it's, you know.
They have a guy sitting in the elevator pressing the buttons for you.
Yeah, dude.
That's
it's
how
a
you know
cool
you made it.
elevator shaft. It's really sweet.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Okay, so what is your favorite part about the Grand Budapest Hotel and its staff in this movie? Like, what do you admire the most?
Just kind of what you said, like just the way that it's so fine-tuned and perfectly ran.
Yeah.
Like that is something where everyone has a job and everyone knows their job and everyone performs their job. And that's why Mr. Gustave, I think, like kind of runs Zero through the ringer and is like, you need to be up to these standards because you're out if you're not. Like we don't have time to let you bring the performance down.
Right.
It has to be tip top. He's the kind of person who like knows everyone where they're staying, everyone's names. He's a concierge. So like he knows what's going on. He knows the city that they're in and he knows his patrons and he has it covered. I just really, really appreciate that. And someone going the extra mile and running that and making sure everyone is doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like if I were to ever own a business, I want everyone to have the same passion as me. Like we all need to be on the same page here.
Sure.
Like I cannot have you, like I understand this isn't your business, but then you're not working here.
Right, yeah.
Like you have to be on the same level of like discipline and workforce and just like heart that I put into it.
Right.
And I think that's just very admirable. And I think in the nicest way he can, Monsieur Gustave does not have time to fuck around. He's like, listen, like it's nothing against you. You're not up to par. You're out.
Yeah.
And like you like have to take it. Like, yes, understood. Thank you. Bye. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate the work ethic and just like the amount that goes into that hotel.
What is your favorite part about the hotel itself? Like what room, what area, what do they offer at the hotel itself? What did you think was the prettiest part about that?
I would never partake, but the baths were really cool.
They have individual baths.
Giant metal bathtubs where you could just like soak. That was really cool. I mean, in the beginning of the movie when the author meets Mr. Mustafa, he meets him in the lobby. It is this huge, grandiose, gorgeous lobby with a single grand staircase that breaks off up. It's just gorgeous. Honestly, either the front facade where it's like just all of the windows and the fact that it's pink.
Yeah.
Like literally we were watching this movie and I was like, I want to repaint my entire house so each room is like a different pastel color. Yeah. Like that pink, yellow, green, blue. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. So I really love all of that. I think probably the lobby is my favorite, followed closely with just the facade of the building. It's so gorgeous.
That's cool.
What about you?
The first thing I like about the staff part, I would say, is kind of similar to what you're saying, but I'll expand on it. I think it's like the staff. The thing that I like about Mr. Gustave is that like he's only asking people to do what he is already doing.
100%.
It's not like he's asking them to go above and beyond. He's giving them the same etiquette that he would be giving. So like those people are essentially like an extension of him. So like I like the idea of that. And I also think that like on a deeper level, because like especially with Zero, because he's such a young man, so he's not like just teaching you how to do a job. He's teaching you how to be a man. He's teaching you how to be a good person. He's teaching you how to be responsible, how to like care for yourself, take care of yourself. You got to look a certain way. You got to dress a certain way. You got to tuck your shirt in. You got to shine your shoes. You got to do all these things because people won't respect you if they don't like, if you don't respect yourself.
Exactly.
So like, I think
I
that,
agree with that
you know,
100%.
and it's like a really cool, I mean, like it's a perfect example. He starts as a lobby boy, ends as the owner. Like, so he trained him to be able to run the entire hotel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things where it's like, it's not like he just, and it's interesting because at that time, in that time period, it's kind of crazy the growth opportunities in a business like a hotel that you can start as a lobby boy, and like the amount of like money they would make off of, because there's only like wealthy people that stay there.
100%.
So like the tips and everything alone, it's crazy. And on top of that, at that time, they stayed at the hotel.
Yeah.
They slept there in like small quarters.
Yeah.
So like they didn't leave the hotel. Like the hotel was their home. They're basically welcoming you to their home.
100%.
And they're basically treating you. They're real hosts.
Yeah.
It's not like they just like go home and then they shower,
Yeah.
get all that stuff, you drive there. It's not like that. They literally like get there, they're already awake, they set up their house for their guests and they welcome their guests in, and then when their guests leave, they clean their house, they take it's literally like that, which I think is a very smart idea to have as your employees, because like they're not going to get distracted, they're not going to like, they're going to take it more seriously,
I just
because
want to
like,
get home,
you know,
I want to get out of here. No,
you have to take care of it. You're staying here, so you got to make sure it's nice no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's like, and I think that the level of service, it's not a job; it is a career. It's a skill. It's 100% a skill. It's not a job.
100%.
Like it's 100% a skill. Like there's no way around that. Like these people like bust their butts, you know. So
that's great, and they do a great job with it.
Yeah, so I think it's I like that. As far as like the actual hotel itself, my favorite room, my top is going to be the dining hall. Dining hall is really beautiful,
gorgeous.
It has this unbelievably cool painting that's like the size of a stage, which is, and it's like mountains and like a goat like on the mountain, and it's like it's really really cool.
So sick.
And it's just like really classy. Like it's just like really really nice. Again, like I would feel weird not having a tie on,
100%.
like and eating there. Like it would be weird not to do that, which I like that it's implied. Like it's such a nice place that it's implied that you're just like I'm not gonna wear a t-shirt here. Like that would be crazy. You know what I mean? Again, like waiters there, things are getting brought to you on like separate things. Like it's a beautiful place. Yeah, you know. I like that. Then my second one is gonna probably either be. It's probably either going to be the lobby, for sure. The lobby is very welcoming and pretty. And that's it. I would say the dining hall is probably my top. Yeah. Yeah, but it's a beautiful, like, there's nothing that's not pretty about the hotel. Like, really. Like, there's
100%.
Yeah, and it's so big that, like, I'm sure there are plenty of rooms that you didn't see that would be even cooler. You know?
Dude, oh my gosh.
Like, and then what I saw of the guest rooms, or the suites, rather, they were, like, pretty amazing. So,
dude, the one that Madame D stays in is so sick.
Yeah, it's got like 4 rooms in it.
Yeah, it's like a proper
it's,
suite.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So gorgeous.
So yeah,
I love that.
Part 2.
Moving on here again. Moving the computer so I can actually read this. Gustave, the concierge, courts wealthy older women. It's said in the movie that his preferred his taste is older blonde women,
rich blonde women.
Yeah, and there's a shot where he's just like sitting in the lobby of the hotel, like talking, and there's just like 10 old blonde women around. He is so funny, and he is like no nonsense, and he's so direct, and he's incredible.
I love that Jude Law is like, well, why were they all blonde? Or he's like, why blondes? And he's like, they just all were. Yeah. It was like, all right, cool.
There's no reasoning. It's just, that's just what happened. So one of the older women that he courts, her name is Madame D. She's pretty neurotic, and like she stays at the hotel for like long periods of time. And Mr. Gustave like basically has to like kind of kick her out at one point.
Yeah.
He's like, you're heading home. It's time for you to go home now.
Yeah.
We'll see you back here. And she kind of like foresees, she's like, I feel like this is the last time we're going to see each other. And she's like freaking out. And he's like, okay, you say that every time. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. So she ends up leaving, and
They have a good relationship.
it's like a very friendly relationship.
Yeah.
Obviously, like when these rich people like stay at this hotel so often,
Yeah.
you get to know
Yeah.
Monsieur Gustave.
She admires his service and kindness.
100%. I mean, who can interact with him and not admire him, honestly?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she was correct, and that was the last time they saw each other, because later on in the movie, she dies mysteriously. After she dies, Madame D bequeaths a valuable painting, Boy with Apple, to Gustave, which is hilarious because like it's worth like millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And she gives it to Gustave.
It's a masterpiece. Yeah.
And Gustave and Zero are like at the will reading with like the entire
estate.
family.
It's a huge place.
They're at the estate, they're at the will reading, and like they show up as they're announcing that like Gustave gets this painting, and the whole family is pissed. So basically they're at the house, the whole family freaks out. Honestly, the conversation between the family and Gustave in that scene is hilarious.
Yeah, it is.
Written
really
so well, acted so well.
Always,
It's so funny.
Great commentary.
So, Gustave and Zero end up like just going into a separate room, and they're like, we have to find this painting. We have to get it before like the family like just steals it from us.
Right.
And they like look up on the wall, and there it is. It's like in this office. So they run and grab the painting. They replace it with this wild other painting that I will let you watch the movie to see. And they basically smuggle it out of the estate and bring it back to the hotel and put it in the hotel's safe. So like they keep it safe. And then basically the family's super pissed. So they end up framing Gustave for Madame D's murder. They give like false testimony, and they're like, yeah, like he fully murdered her. So then he goes to prison. Gustave goes to prison for a minute and ends up working at prison, and he's like passing out people's food, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he always gets these oh shoot, what are they called? What's the dessert called that he has?
They're Mendel's.
Mendel's Courtisan de Chocolat.
Oh, okay. I did not remember that.
I think
I don't
something
know.
like
It
that. It's a
sounds like-
really long
Yeah.
French name for
They're-
these
they're
like
pretty pastry
beautiful,
things, yeah.
beautiful pastries. And funny enough, it's known that Gustave is like in charge of that. So Zero ends up trying to help break Gustave out of prison. For everyone watching, Chase just had to walk off and let Nana back in the house because she's losing her mind. So Zero ends up meeting the baker who works at Mendel's and makes these pastries. Her name is Agatha, played by Saoirse Ronan. And they basically like hide the tools to escape from prison. I just kept talking. I hope you don't mind. Okay, cool. They hide the tools that are needed to escape from prison in the pastries. And there's this really, really, really awesome scene. I'm glad you're back for this. Where, like, you know, in prison, like, they always make the joke, like, you know, oh, you know, bring me a cake and put a file in it so I can get out. Like, haha, it's so funny. So there's this scene where they have, like, all of the food that people are sending into the prison. It's like a hunk of cheese. So there's, like, a little pick that he, like, stabs into the cheese to make sure there's nothing there. And then it's a loaf of bread. So he takes, like, 3 slices out of the bread, make sure everything is good. And it's, like, a hunk of meat where he's, like, again, like, slices it up. And then it goes, and it's the 3 desserts that are literally in the shape of tools. And he like picks up a knife, he looks at it, and he's like, nope, this is fine. And like admires it so much that he doesn't cut into it and sends it on his way. And that's how the tools get into the prison.
It's interesting though, because like from like a cinematic like aspect, it's interesting because I always think about this. There could have been one tool to get through every single one of those, and one tool.
Yeah.
You didn't need everything like that.
It wasn't the same knife to cut through everything.
Wes Anderson shows like each thing has its own individual tool, and oddly, like when he's doing it, it's very satisfying to watch.
It's so quick.
Because
it's
it's
what he does
exactly
all the
like what
time.
you would want to do to each of those
To
things.
make sure there's nothing
like
in
you know
it.
what I mean? Like so that cheese, like just stabbing it like that, you're like, ooh yeah, that would look good. The sausage, he's like boom, boom, boom with a knife, like, and it's like, yeah, that's what you would want to do, like
100%.
Like so, it's interesting because it's like this, like it's very oddly satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
And then when he opens that box up, it's almost like metaphorical in the sense of like even this man that his job is essentially to destroy things. This is too beautiful.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna leave it, like, and it's interesting because it's like through all of that destruction that this guy is doing, he sees this. It's like a beautiful pastry, and he's like, I don't want to mess this up. There's a lot of work involved in this.
Yes.
So like he just lets it slide, which is really interesting. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's good.
Such a beautiful shot too. Something I love about Wes Anderson's filmmaking, he does a lot of like tripod shots where like the camera does not move at all, or if it does, it's very fixed and very fluid. There's not a lot of steady cam. It really is just like such a surreal way to watch a movie.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous. So that's like a really great example of that. So yeah, Zero meets Agatha, played by Saoirse Ronan. They kind of hatch this whole scheme, and then Zero ends up falling in love with Agatha, and they become engaged. So Agatha's like in it to win it. She's in it to help out Gustave. Zero's in it to help Gustave, obviously. And then basically they get him out. That's actually a really interesting scene too. Like Gustave and his cellmates, they end up getting out. Almost all of them get out.
Yeah.
One perishes. But he perishes defending his friends, which is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just everything is shot so beautifully. And they get him out of prison. And then basically they're trying to prove Gustave's innocence. And then they end up meeting the assassin because they send this assassin like out to try to take out Gustave because like Gustave knows he's innocent.
Right.
They try to put him away. They know he gets out, so they're like, we got to take this guy out because if he's still around, he's gonna get it. Like he has legal claim to it. So they send out this assassin, and basically all of the witnesses that can like prove that Gustave is innocent, by the time Gustave shows up to them, they're already dead.
They're killed. Yeah.
The assassin got there beforehand. He's a very good assassin. Who plays him? What's his name?
I will say it's a very heavy hitter actor, but if you want to know, you should watch it.
We'll keep it a secret because it's incredible.
He's a great actor, though. He's in a lot of
really
things. He's perfect.
cool
for this.
character design.
Thing about these movies too, really quick, is they're star-studded. He does not
100%.
like he does not spare you when it comes to like there's no actor or actress in his movies that you don't recognize.
100%.
And it's so funny because you can tell that all those actors. If I was an actor, I would kill to be in a movie of his.
Seriously.
And it looks like so much fun. Like they would probably have so much fun in those movies that like because you can feel that energy. That they're just like this is just a really fun set. Like this is a beautiful set. They get to wear all these amazing costumes. Like it's hilarious. It's like they're
I've
all,
never
like,
heard anything negative about Wes Anderson's like directing style.
No.
Like it's just incredible. It looks so cool.
And I don't think there's no way that all those actors would continue. There's so many actors he keeps recycling.
Yeah.
It's like Quentin Tarantino. Like so like if he was bad, they wouldn't keep going to like and doing his movies. You know what I'm saying? Like so to me it's like and his movie is before like that, like he has a lot of movies that fly under the radar that really are independent, and there's still heavy hitter actors that choose to be in them when they're still not going to make that much money in the box office. He has a movie called Bottle Rocket, and that movie is really, really, really good. Also, the movie Rushmore is really, really, really good. Yeah. And they just fly under the radar, you know. But again, all heavy hitter actors, great storylines, shot very similarly like all of his movies. Like they're great. Yeah.
So
continue.
Cool.
Sorry.
You're good. Basically, you know, they're still on the run. They're trying to get like his innocence proven, and at one point the assassin catches up with them, and he's like about to get them, but then like Zero basically outsmarts him and takes care of the assassin. And then that's when Gustave is like, you know what? Like we are friends. Like we are like dear friends. You've done so much for me. And they really have like a heart to heart in that moment. Like once he realized like, okay, like, you know what? You are doing the right thing. You did a great job. It trained you well. Everything is great. And it's just like really, really, I just love their relationship because they really are true friends.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
So gorgeous. A question related on part 2. This is a silly question to ask you because I know so many things, but have you ever been bequeathed anything? And what is your favorite thing that you've been bequeathed and why? And I'll answer afterwards.
I have a lot of things.
You really do.
Unfortunately, I've had a lot of family members pass away that are close to me, that I'm close to. But I would say there's two people that have bequeathed things to me that I hold dear and for specific reasons. The first I'm going to say is my late Uncle Bob was like the best. He was like such a good uncle to me.
Heck yeah.
And I had such a good time with him. And I got, so he has this like cool like wood, it's in my front door. He has the cool wooden fisherman. He was a fisherman.
Yeah.
And it's like this really cool, it was handmade, and like it's like this fisher, he's like painted like a fisherman. It's probably like 4.5 feet tall, or like, you know, something like that. And it's got like a fisherman's hat. He's got like a rope around him with like wooden fish, and like it's
sick.
really cool.
It's something
like,
that you would see up north Michigan for sure. It's
and
gorgeous.
It's out my front door. And I know it sounds funny to say this, but my Aunt Sue is watching too, or listening right now, and it's funny because it's been out there, it's sheltered, and I bring it in the winter time, and it's also a thing where I dress it up for Halloween.
Yeah.
In my front door. So like I dress them up for Halloween. Like, and every time I do and I like have it, I talk to it to an extent because I'm like, it reminds me of my Uncle Bob.
Yeah.
So it's like really funny. So I really love that thing. I'll probably have that for the rest of my life. I
100%.
don't imagine myself giving that, like passing it down. I want it like forever.
Yeah.
And then I have a bunch of things from my grandpa that I have that I probably hold dear. I don't have it on right now because it's late at night, but I usually wear a ring of his that was bequeathed to me.
It's a gorgeous ring.
Yeah. And it's like the best ring ever. It fits me perfectly. I've had it forever. It's a beautiful ring. But I also have like these beautiful cufflinks of his that are yellow gold squares, and they're genuine onyx, and then genuine probably 3mm diamonds in the middle.
That were lost for a time, and that was a
know.
bad time. That was after your brother's wedding. We couldn't find them.
Oh God! But yeah, I found them. They're away in a safe place now.
Yeah.
But I love those too. Like from like a superficial thing, they're literally great with everything. They literally like look good on every shirt that I wear that like requires cufflinks. They're really legit, and the piece that like opens up also has 2 onyx bullet ends on the outside of it.
Honestly, they're so sick.
They're classy. Like they're really classy.
I mean, you can't go wrong with black and diamonds.
Yeah.
Like it matches everything.
Yeah, but I loved my grandpa a lot, and I feel like I have a lot of good memories as a child with him. And I think that he is like one of those people that, like, when I was a little kid, he was like the I don't know the word I want to use. He was like the standard of man.
Yeah.
To me as a little kid. He was like a manly guy. You know what I mean? Like but a gentle man.
Yeah.
So like
as men should be.
You know, yeah. So but I think he was like the standard for me. I wanted to be like him. You know what I mean? When I was a kid. So yeah, I admire him a lot, and I feel like there's lots of things that like I have a lot of other cool things of his, honestly, too, that I still like take care of and everything. But yeah, what
did you just get back from the jeweler?
He had a crucifix that he carried in his pocket, and I got that repaired and cleaned. So that was cool. But yeah, so I have a lot of things. Fortunately and unfortunately, I have a lot of things. You know what I mean? The trade-off isn't. It doesn't. I'd rather have the person, but it is cool to have a piece of them. Let's say, right? I also have my Uncle Bob's hat. He has like this really sick like leather cowboy hat that I have that he would wear a lot. It's really cool. That's sick. I've worn it up north a few times because it's just like good. It's like a good like if you're like hiking, and it's just like a nice leather. Like it's nice because he wore it all the time, so it's like really like broken in. So it like it's nice and comfortable. But those two men, man, like I that's the thing is like my mom's side of the family, like my uncles and my grandpa, they're all really good men. Yeah. So like they all would like I have individual memories with each of them at pretty much every stage of my life. And they would take me and my brother like individually without my aunts and anyone else to do things with them specifically. So I think I'm pretty grateful to have that many like men that are like kind, intelligent, like masculine men, like showing me that like, you know, this is how you could be. This is it. Which is cool. Yeah. So
that's great.
So yeah, so I love all of them individually, you know, so in different ways.
I get that for sure.
But yeah. What about you?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I gave this a long, hard thought. I have nothing. Nothing has ever been passed down to me.
Really?
I'd say the only thing that was bequeathed me is I have my dad's when you're a police officer badge. I have his
cool.
It's not like his badge he'd carry every day. He had like a dress badge.
Okay.
So I have that.
That's sweet.
But that's literally
Is it metal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's super cool. Yeah.
It's really nice. I mean, it says I think it says Detective Sergeant J.E. Schultz.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's really nice. I have that. I used to want to get it tattooed on me. Thank God I didn't. But I think, like, honestly, thinking about it, I really think that's the only thing I have. Like,
that's cool.
My dad,
that's a really cool
my grandfathers or uncles or anything. But I do have something coming up. So in my immediate family, my parents, we're kind of like a young family. My sister is 31, turning 32 this year. I'm 29. I'm turning 30 this year. And my younger sister is 27, I want to say. 28? 27. She was born in 97. So she's 27 now. Yeah. Math. And my parents are like, okay, for everyone's 30th birthday, we want to take you like on a trip. We want to give you like an experience and we want to take you somewhere. Just the child, mom and dad. So for my sister's 30th, they went to Chicago. They had a really fun time. It was just really nice. They have really good photos, really good memories from the trip. It was really, really nice. I am someone who did a lot of traveling when I was younger, and I don't really crave travel anymore.
Sure.
Like now, from here on out, the only places I want to travel are like Scotland, and I want to go to Harry Potter World, which I would not force my parents to take me there.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Pacific Northwest. I want to go places that I haven't been before, but like everywhere around here, like I've been to New York, I've been to Chicago, I've been to California. Like I've been to Texas. I've been all over, like all kind of four corners of this country. So I was like, I don't really want to go anywhere. I don't want to like spend all that money on a trip that like I'm not really going to be that into. So I hoodwinked my parents into buying me. We actually just booked the appointment to go. I'm getting a custom signet ring made. It's going to be solid gold with like a 3mm diamond set in it. And that will be something that I hold so dear. I'll wear it every day, just like you wear your ring. It does not go to the gym. It does not stay on me while I'm sleeping. It has like a place in my jewelry box already.
Right.
It's going to be a very, very coveted and sentimental piece for me. And I think that is just so much more valuable to me than a trip. So I'm really excited to have that. God forbid I have any children. I will definitely pass that along. Or when I inevitably die before you, because you're living to 130,
I'll use it as a toe ring.
I'll pass it along. And I want you to keep it on your pointer toe.
They are nice toes.
Nice doggies, nice tootsies.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But yeah, I don't like have anything bequeathed to me. I know someone's going to listen to this and be like, Ben, you have blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, oops. And I'll tell you about it next episode. But I really don't think anything has been given to me. I'm a sentimental person, but I don't have anything from anybody.
That's okay.
Yay. Round it up here, Chadwick, with part 3.
Okay, so in this movie, there's basically like a mock World War II. Let's say like it's like it's like World War II. There's so much implication that there are Nazis basically. They're not Nazis, but like their sign is very SS. It's very similar.
Instead of SS, I think it's ZZ.
ZZ, but the Z is like a lightning bolt Z.
Like so it's
like
heavily
definitely
implied.
Yeah, so and this was very common because I've watched a ridiculous amount of documentaries about useless things. This was very common in that time period for Nazis to take over large hotels, families' houses that were wealthy, like places where they could just like sleep and like get service and like be okay and be comfortable.
Headquarters,
So they would just like take it over. Like you had no like say they would expect you to still work there and like help them and like whatever. So like that's basically what happens. They fly on their flags everywhere. They got a guard at the door. Like what I mean. Like And yeah, so anyways, Gustave's innocence is like proven by a second will, like hidden in the painting. So like the man that basically wraps it up for him, who's like the person that was supposed to prove that he was innocent, that ends up getting killed.
Of course.
He like secretly puts the second will that's been missing inside the back of the painting, and then wraps the painting in like paper.
Yeah.
So like nobody knows it's there.
Yeah. The will is interesting though, because that will is specifically like, she writes in the will, this will is to take effect if I've been murdered.
Yes.
Like it's specifically only like if she dies of her own free will, there's the main will that's already been.
But if her
read.
death is suspect, there's like a fail safe.
Yeah,
basically.
she has the second will.
Yeah. And basically like in that second will, because she doesn't trust her family whatsoever, including her children that she has. I think she has 6 children.
She has a ton of kids.
I think it's like 3 girls and 3 boys or something like that. It's basically revealed that she owns the Grand Hotel.
Yeah.
And she's like super, 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 super rich.
Like dumb
So
rich.
she basically bequeaths everything to Mr. Gustave, her friend that like took care of her in her time of need.
Her whole
so
life,
he gets the hotel and he gets her fortune.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't last very long.
Seriously.
In the war, he ends up getting taken by, the makeshift Nazis.
Yeah.
And they shoot him like outside, like, and you don't see that. It's just implied.
It's heavily implied that he's like immediately killed.
Yeah, and they basically kind of wrap this up. So like basically, the author wraps it up by saying like, well, not the author. Zero, when he's telling the story, wraps it up. So he basically says, like, he gets taken away by these soldiers. He gets killed. Agatha eventually dies of an illness that we ended up curing, like, right after that, which is really sad and tragic. And he's, like, heartbroken and doesn't remarry. He just kind of basically inherits all these fortunes, and then he buys a bunch of hotels and mansions, like, around the world and just travels alone and, like... Even when he's at the hotel, like that he owns, like he stays in the servants' quarters. He stays
in the same room that he stayed in when he was.
It's almost like he's like it's like a penitent. Like he's like like he's just, you know what I mean. Like he's just essentially like taken this on. Now he's just alone because he met his love of his life. He had a wonderful life. That's enough for him. Like he's fine now by himself.
I think it shows too, though, that even though he had all of these riches and everything was sent to him, like he really only cared about his best friend and the love of his life.
Right.
Like all of this came along with it, but like
he really did live the greatest story ever told. You know what I mean? Like he's good. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I know the way this wraps up makes it sound like so dark, but it is a beautiful ending. It's a little tragic because he loses.
It's realistic.
It is.
You know what I mean?
It's
like,
so beautiful.
And basically the movie ends with like the girl that was originally reading the book near the headstone is finished, like just still reads the book and it pans out and it's really great.
It is
It's a beautiful movie. Yeah, like okay, so last question. It's a good one.
Yeah.
What does this movie say to you about the quality of service, respect, and consideration then and as opposed to now? And why is it maybe different, do you think?
So, coming from somebody who is in the service industry, like...
An empath.
Me, an empath. I really see a lot of lack of service in the service industry nowadays because I think it gets to the point where everyone is so focused on themselves and they're not focused on how they can help other people. Like... Mr. Gustave, everyone in this movie, they're so focused on like their like client's joy brings them joy. Like me personally, I'm not happy with my job unless my clients are happy. Like I feel most fulfilled when I fulfill the wishes of the people that I work for. And I really see a lack of that nowadays, unfortunately. There's just a lot of like, I don't know if everyone has a chip on their shoulder or what, but it's just like, I think the selflessness in the service industry is being lost. And I know there are places and whole countries that still hold that to a very high regard. But I think nowadays in and around where we are, it is just lost almost entirely. And it's like, I'm so shocked when I have good service nowadays, and it just like really breaks my heart because I still try to provide the best service I can for people. And it's just like, man, like, it's not about me. My job isn't about me. It's not glorifying myself and how skilled I am. It's about helping other people, and it's about making other people feel safe and feel happy and feel taken care of. And I just really see a lack of that nowadays, unfortunately. How about yourself? I know mine's super dark and sad.
Mine will be very philosophical as always.
What?
I think that what it boils down to is that people underestimate the importance of service.
Anus.
Yeah, right. Of service.
Uh-huh.
What I mean by that is that lately, I think people don't respect nor love themselves, which makes it very difficult to do that to others. There's like a specific thing that I go back to sometimes where it's like if you want to meet somebody that's like a great person, you have to become that person first. You don't just meet those people. Like, you have to be that person to meet that person.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, like, I think that what ends up happening a lot of times, and I think, too, people think that it's, like, almost like it seems like it's embarrassing to serve. And it's like, I don't think that that's really what it is. I think that, like, everybody admires being served. Because people think little of themselves. So when people get served and treated well, they are overwhelmed by that because like they don't think they deserve a good service.
Understandable.
So like it goes a long way, right? Because like you provide that service. And I think it's an honor to be a servant to an extent because like, again, you get to take care of people, you know, like, so I think that there's, but I think again, like people lack discipline, they lack self-love and self-respect, which makes it pretty much impossible to provide that type of service to anybody else.
Yeah.
Another thing that I think about too, and I've thought about before, is that like typically people are feeling like that only when they're thinking of themselves.
Yeah.
You're not unhappy when you're helping other people, but you are unhappy when you're alone with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking about yourself.
You're focusing on yourself,
right.
And you're focusing on
But
negatives.
if you don't think about yourself and you think about others and you put others' needs above yours, you will be happy.
100%.
Service is extremely important in a human society. Like, it's a staple. It's necessary. It will always be necessary. And I think people underestimate that. I think that people think it is like an archaic way of thinking.
Yeah.
And I think people now are, like I said, like, let's say you were like a lobby boy at a place. No one today that's young would consider that a career.
No.
Though they could work themselves up with hard work, they wouldn't do that. Because to them, what they're doing is they're just like a servant. They're just like helping people that don't appreciate them and like that treat them the way that they don't think that they deserve to be treated. Like, but it's not really about that, right? Because like we've talked about it, which is actually part of the quote that we're going to talk about now. But like most people are just afraid of what they are not going to get.
Yeah.
So they're not really like treating you a certain way. It's a projection of who they are and what they feel themselves.
Yeah.
And your job is to provide a service that helps them kind of get over that and relax them.
Yes.
Makes them feel like somebody gets it. Somebody can help them and understand. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that is, like I said, people just underestimate that. I think that if everybody would essentially like do something at least a few times a week where you are doing something for somebody else and not doing it because you want to get pictures for your Instagram or a video for your TikTok.
Dude.
Maybe do like it would be really cool, I think, with a lot of people that are more privileged at least, if you could do something for somebody that's a complete stranger and not tell a soul. Don't look for a thank you. Just do it because it needs to be done. It's necessary. They need this, or they like want this thing that they can't do. Like maybe you should just do it. Like who else is going to do it? You know what I'm saying? So I think, and again, it doesn't mean you have to buy them a car, but like you can do certain things like I think that will make you feel better about yourself without you even thinking it will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that feeling also is addictive.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it
feels good to help other people feel good.
Yeah. And like I said, what you'll understand and feel is that you start thinking so much about yourself because you're more sure of yourself. You're a good person. You're helping out. Like you're doing things for others. You don't have time. You don't have time to like think about this stuff because there's no reason to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many other things that need to be done. You know 100%. What I mean? So like to me, it's like, I think that's important. Bringing us back to earth, I'm going to read the quote by Monsieur Gustave.
Monsieur Gustave.
Rudeness is merely the expression of fear. People fear that they won't get what they want. The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved, and they will open up like a flower. It's true. Like that's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's like if you show somebody that you care and that you will go the extra mile, I think it'd be highly unlikely for them to still be rude to you unless they're having like a really bad day or a tough time, which is their own thing.
Yeah.
So like to me, it's like service is important. It will always be important. If you want like to do something just because you're going to get something in return, you're never going to be able to provide the proper service that people that basically is a responsibility that was bestowed upon you to uphold. Yeah. Service is a responsibility. It is an honor. You want at the end, I think, of your life, you want to be thoroughly used up.
Yeah.
You want to be somebody that has done their service, helped out, and can easily say, you know what, I'm exhausted. I'm done. I've done it.
Spent. Yep.
Yeah. What else is there?
Yeah.
Seriously. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, you're borrowing everything you own. There's nothing that you're going to bring with you, but you do leave a lot behind, right? So, like, it's better to leave behind service, I think. So that's what I'd say.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's gorgeous.
That's my long-winded answer.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's better than mine.
These kids don't know customer service anymore.
They don't.
To pick us back up a little bit, we've been gifted by the wonderful, the effervescent, the ever wonderful Gerard. Gerard is...
You just make his name so fancy.
He is fancy.
Yeah.
Gerard is moving away from us. And I was told this news.
Yeah.
And I was very saddened by this news.
He's moving not super far, but it's far enough. Because he wants to be closer to his lady friend. And they're going to...
Nothing wrong with that.
They're going to... Together. They're going to be
together.
Catch a
football.
It's going to be really nice. It's going to be like written in a storybook.
Aw.
Like
is the author going to write their tale as well?
Perhaps. I hope
Hopefully
so.
neither of them die from a curable disease at the end
They
of it.
won't. I don't think so. Yeah.
But Gerard, in his beautiful heart, has bequeathed us with gifties.
And a card.
And a card. Do the gifties have our names on them?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay.
Big Ben Wallace.
Big Ben Wallace. That's who I was named after, actually. So that's funny.
The basketball player.
This card is specifically for Allie, Ben, Chase, and Ironclad homies. I'm glad he put Allie, Ben, and Chase because that's height order. Allie's the tallest,
It's
then
also
me, then you.
alphabetical.
It's actually height order. This is a Hallmark card. Okay, work.
All right, money bags.
Okay, how's that
Just
silver
kidding.
spoon taste? My gosh. I'm going to open it. I'm going to take a look. Jared, I hope you don't mind that we're
We'll
opening.
read it quietly, and then let me read it first, and then you can.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, because maybe it's like.
I wonder if there's
it's really
cash
personal.
in here.
You're like. You're like, and then you just.
There's so many words.
That's great. Maybe we
I'm
don't.
gonna cry.
Maybe we shouldn't read it.
We're gonna keep it to ourselves.
Yeah. But we'll open the gifts here because.
Oh my God, this is gorgeous.
Wait, hold it out so I can read it too, so I can see.
I got
like, hold it like
Gerard's
this.
phone number.
Show them the card itself.
I'm so
though,
sorry.
yeah.
It's got a scrimp on it, and it
Scrimp.
says "Scrimply can't thank you enough." I'm gonna bring it closer. Focus on the scrimp.
That's cute. I like
It's
that.
so cute. I love it. Very nice card.
Yeah, it's a nice card.
Gorgeous. He paid a whole $3.69 for this card.
Yeah,
It's very
dude.
nice. I'm gonna read it, and I'm really gonna try not to cry.
All right, go
I'm a
ahead.
very sentimental person, and I might steam
Don't
up
worry,
a little
we'll
bit. So we're
edit it
gonna
out.
get this away from here. I'm gonna read this.
He's a nice guy. Yeah, it was nice. He came to work. He visited me. Gave me a hug.
Jared, I love you to death. Oh my gosh. That is so adorable. I'm literally texting you the minute when we're done with this. I know. Whatever, dude. Oh, God, that's so nice. What a kind and compassionate man. It's so nice.
His PS. I love him.
I know. Unfortunately, that will never happen, but I love you to death.
If it does, you'll be the first one.
Honestly.
Promise.
Honestly.
That's a beautiful card.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That is so kind. We 100% have to put that up in our room.
He has to be on the podcast. We'll get him. We'll get it.
Should we cancel
We'll fly him out to Camp David. You know what I mean?
Should we cancel our season finale guest and bring him in instead?
He's already been on once already.
Hey, don't give it away. It's a surprise.
Let's do it.
Let's have them both and have them battle physically.
It'll be a panel.
A panel.
Panel. A panel.
I want you to open first.
You want me to? Oh, I'm nervous because
I am too.
Him and I talk about movies often. All right, so
I trust his opinion with my life.
Here it is.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So this is the movie Body Double.
I've heard of that movie.
Him and I talked about it, and it wasn't on anything.
Ooh, that's gorge.
And
that is so
this is
cool.
a really nice copy.
Blu-ray too.
Yeah,
that is really nice. He's really into
Criterions. He
Criterions.
collects Criterions.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, 1984. This is gonna be really great. You can't believe everything you see. This is a really cool.
Have you watched it yet?
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, I'm so excited. We should have him over and we should watch it. That looks like a really cool movie.
We could do a podcast with him with the movies that he got us.
Oh,
that would be cool.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Now I'm
Thank
scared.
you so much for this. I appreciate that a lot.
He and I wrap gifts very
I'm excited to
similarly,
watch
and I
this.
love that. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
so
he said
scared.
this is one of his faves, so I'm
cool.
looking forward to that. Thank you again.
I just kind of dove in. I've wanted to watch this so badly ever since I saw the cover of this. It looks terrifying. So this movie is called Possessor.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. It's good.
Ooh, it looks so creepy. I'm so excited. I love that it's 4K Ultra HD because that is definitely my preferred way of watching movies.
That is true.
I bought an Xbox Series X for 2 reasons and 2 reasons only. 1, I thought it would look nice in my apartment, my last apartment that I had. And 2, I wanted to be able to watch Blu-rays in 4K HD, like UHR, like
Brian De
ones.
Palma.
UHR, UHD movies. This is so sick. I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
we
me too.
absolutely should. Gerard, get ready for a uncut. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
this is so
very
sick.
nice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great gifts.
Oh,
Very
I'm
nice.
so excited.
Now I
This
wish I
film is
opened
not
this sooner
rated.
because I want to watch this now.
I know I'm pumped.
But that's okay. I'll watch it this week.
I do. I buy everything digitally, but I love when they have the little papers, and I love.
I know I do.
looking
I love
at them.
I love booklet.
You really do.
I'm a sucker
This
for a
is so
booklet.
sick. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
Very cool.
A1 literal best person. in the
A1
world.
steak sauce. Thank you, pal.
I am so heartwarmed.
Have a wonderful and safe move.
Excuse me. Oh, you're still talking to Gerard. Go ahead.
Yes, have a wonderful and safe move.
Please
Good luck
do.
to you and your lover, your concubine.
No,
Yes,
not concubine.
she can be if he wants. And
If he wants.
yeah, and
Stop.
We look forward to speaking with you soon.
I'm texting you literally 2 seconds after this camera goes off. Get ready.
And yeah,
Oh, that's so
you're very
cute. I'm
appreciated.
dead.
All your support. And if we ever do get an apprentice, it'll be you. It'll be you.
Don't keep your hopes up, but know that if it happens, it's going to happen to you.
Yes. Yes.
Be careful what you wish for.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
Literally. That's what I call the last 6 years of my life. Mud.
Mud.
Oh my gosh. I love you to death. Thank you so much. What are we
Yes.
watching next week?
What are we watching next week, Ben Preston?
My favorite movie in the entire whole world, which is Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Just kidding.
Big Top
We're-
Pee-wee.
Big Top Pee-wee. We're watching The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version.
With
While-
Daniel Craig.
With Daniel Craig.
Craig.
And Rooney Mara. And
Victor Maitland.
Victor Maitland.
Yeah, that's his name. You go like
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. You saw him when there's a 70-year difference.
he
You
can
know exactly
rest
who
his
it was.
glasses on it.
Can you as well?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can.
No,
Oh.
they're huge.
Whatever, dude.
Victor Maitland.
They're statement
Capricorn.
glasses. Olive skin. You know, Victor.
Victor.
We're watching that movie next. It's my favorite movie in the entire world. I love it so much. I'm so excited to watch it. I watch it probably 2 to 3 times a year. I usually save it for my birthday. My birthday is coming up, so I'm going to count this as my birthday watch.
Yep.
But I'm very excited to watch it. It's
Ben's
an incredible
birthday is
movie.
August 23rd.
Sure, let's go with that.
No, but that is the best day ever.
That's why Chase and I are such close friends. Both of our birthdays are on August 23rd,
It's true.
1990. You're old as hell.
I'm nice.
I'm nice.
I woke up this morning. I was so
I
glad.
woke up this morning and I was so glad. And with that, I'm so excited. Should we watch both of these right now, do you think? It's only like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
I don't either. I get to do legs tomorrow.
Leggies.
Leg meat.
I'm doing that on Mondays now.
Monday.
I do back, chest, legs, arms. Arms right before I go to work.
It's perfect.
I don't need them.
Well,
All right. And with that, good evening, good morning, good night, good afternoon.
bye.
Bienvenue. Wait.
Until next time.
I didn't do the whole thing. I'm too tired.
Good night, guys.
Bye.